What is going on, Pats Nation? It's Patriots Global here, back with another video, and with free agency starting technically on Monday, even though nothing official can really happen until Tuesday because that's the official start of the new league year. But on Monday, people, or teams rather, can start talking to free agents about deals. The Patriots are doing the Patriots-like thing and starting to re-sign their players. In this one, we're going to be talking about them signing safety Devin McCourty to a one-year contract. Now, like I said before, this is very, very Patriots-like. If you look at the last several years, what the Patriots usually do is, before going ahead and signing new free agents, first of all, they like to look at their in-house guys and figure out who they would like to bring back first. Now, this didn't happen as much last year because New England had so much money, but 9 out of 10 times the Patriots will look at the players that they want to re-sign that are their own players, while teams are out here reaching out to other free agents and signing big high-end contracts. With that being said, expect this to continue to be the case for the next day or two. Up until this point, only Devin McCourty and Jakobi Meyers are going to be back here in New England, but we'll talk about the Jakobi Meyers incidents in another video on the channel. But Devin McCourty is a guy that I think we all expected to return to the Patriots. I mean, I think if there's 3 free agents that we all relatively expected to be re-signed by the Pats, it'd be Devin McCourty, it would be Matthew Slater, and then we could all argue on who that third guy could be. So this to me is no surprise, but I am definitely happy that the Patriots did get this contract done. Now, this is just a one-year contract worth about $9 million. Now, that one-year contract obviously puts us in this same position next year, where Devin McCourty at the end of the 2022 season will be hitting free agency yet again. But when Devin McCourty signed his other contract that just ran out about 2 years ago, the consensus was that he was going to retire after that 2-year contract, but here we are at the end of that contract, and Devin McCourty is still looking to play in the NFL. So it wouldn't surprise me if at this point in his career, Devin McCourty's taking it 1 year at a time, seeing how his body feels, seeing where he is mentally, seeing where his family is at, and then deciding at the end of each season if he would like to play or not. With him being signed to just a 1-year contract and him obviously potentially retiring at the end of this upcoming season, it wouldn't surprise me to see the Patriots try to get the replacement of Devin McCourty in the building, whether that's free agency, trade, or even in the draft, and then have at least a year to learn under Devin. Now, money-wise here, $9 million. I know a lot of people are kind of freaking out about that. That is not bad money for Devin McCourty, who is easily a top 10 safety in the NFL and is easily a top 100 free agent. I guarantee you that if Devin McCourty went out hitting the free agency market and was willing to sign somewhere other than New England, he would have easily gotten more than $9 million. Now, with that being said, he isn't expected to actually have a $9 million cap hit. The numbers are still expected to come out. They haven't hit just yet. We're a few hours into the signing of Devin McCourty here. So I definitely will update you guys. Put it in the comment section below when we figure out what his official cap number is going to be for the 2022 season. Because there are details within this contract that do not make that official cap number for this season at that $9 million mark. You know, a lot of Patriots fans are kind of sitting here saying, well, you just signed Devin McCourty to a $9 million contract with about $10.5 million, meaning that free agency hasn't even begun yet, and we only have about $1.5 million. Now, obviously, the Patriots still need to clear more cap space without a doubt, but this signing will not put the team at just $1.5 million in available cap. Now, I heard a lot of Patriots fans also say that Devin McCourty shouldn't have been a $9 million signing by the Patriots because he didn't have a great year, but When you look at his grades, by PFF, he actually was graded much better in 2021 compared to 2020. I think that a lot of people kind of look at the struggles that this secondary had and that this defense had specifically late into the season. They kind of morphed Devin McCourty into that, but McCourty was really one of the big, bright, and consistent spots for the Patriots throughout the entirety of the 2021 season. PFF gave him an overall grade this past season of 76 with a run defensive grade of 72.6, a pass rush grade of 52.3, and a coverage grade of 76.2. He was able to record 44 solo tackles, which was tied for 60th in the NFL. He had 3 interceptions, that was tied for 11th in the NFL. He was targeted 22 times, which was tied for 68th in the NFL, but only allowed 10 receptions, that was tied for 83rd in the NFL. And the numbers actually back it up too when you look at his 2020 numbers to his 2021 numbers. Now, if we look at those 2020 numbers, he had a PFF grade of 65.2, a run defensive grade of 69.3, a pass rush grade of 47.3, and a coverage grade of 64.3. Now, in 2020, he had a total of 49 tackles that were ranked 55th in the NFL. He had 2 interceptions that was tied for 15th in the NFL, so he even put up more interceptions this past season. In 2020, he was targeted 25 times and allowed 19 receptions. So those who are saying that Devin McCourty is still not playing at a high level, that he is digressing, I very much have to disagree with that. And if you look into the stats will also showcase that he is playing at a high level, still playing as one of the top safeties in the NFL, and had a better 2021 season compared to 2020. Now, again, I did expect the Patriots ultimately to bring Devin McCourty back. You look at the safeties that the Patriots have, and without Devin McCourty, I mean, this team's screwed. You're still looking for that guy to put next to Devin McCourty. You're looking for that Duron Harmon replacement still. If you lose Devin McCourty, you're losing your starting piece while still looking for that number 2 piece also. The Patriots have Kyle Duggar, who's great, signed Adrian Phillips to a contract extension this offseason. That is also great, but they are still missing one piece in that secondary when it comes to safeties. So bringing back Devin McCourty will definitely help mask that. You also look at the other issues they're having within the secondary, more specifically at cornerback. J.C. Jackson likely leaving, and even if J.C. Jackson stayed, you need tremendous help there at cornerback. You also lose Devin McCourty in that, and I mean, this is a night and day secondary from what we saw last year compared to what we are going to see in this upcoming season. There's going to be a lot of changes to this team, both on offense, but especially on defense. I mean, whether we're talking about play calling with this team or whether we're just specifically talking about personnel, things are not going to be the same from what it was 2 years ago and won't even be the same from what we saw just a couple of months ago. The Patriots are going to need the leadership, the communication skills, the vision that Devin McCourty brings to this team, arguably more than ever. But that is going to be it for today's video. Devin McCourty signed to a 1-year contract. What are your guys' thoughts on this? Let me know in the comment section below. Remember to leave a big like on this video and subscribe to the channel for all of your New England Patriots news. Like always, though, I appreciate you guys for watching, and go Pats.